Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to reading for, this is for mid-November 2024. We are going to jump right in here. You have this Observer card and this Imagine card. This would literally represent observing your imagination. And I think it's an amazing time for water signs to look at what they are imagining and to bring it into this reality. We have Neptune in Pisces, which is very imaginative for water signs. We also have Saturn in Pisces, which says if you get to work, you can manifest or create or, literally just, build whatever you're imagining in your life. So, I would get to work. Also, I personally believe, according to Chris's crappy astrology here, I think Pluto in Aquarius, which is, Pluto is going to move into Aquarius on the 19th of the month, is going to be very good for water signs. That Aquarian energy, it can be very creative. And, I think that, if you're imagining creating something, that it would be an amazing time to do it. You have the Ace of Pentacles in your current general energies. The Ace of Pentacles represents a big opportunity that you need to accept into your life. The funny thing is that you have the Three of Wands as your crossing energy, which we're definitely going to talk about. But this, to me, looks like an opportunity that you don't think that you're going to be able to have or manifest in your life, whatever, take it how it resonates, right? With that Three of Wands, and we'll talk about it. But I think that if you're getting an opportunity for anything, and obviously it looks like work, you have the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles, so this could be work or business opportunity. It kind of gives me one of that feeling of maybe like a client that is big, and maybe you don't think you can do the work, but I really feel like you can. So if you're getting any big opportunities, I would just accept them into your life. Again, the challenge here is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is your crossing energy, and the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. The story of the Three of Wands is that he's looking out at that water, and it's golden in color, and so he thinks he's looking at the desert, but when he looks closer, he sees those ships on the ocean, and and then he realizes that it's water, and those ships represent an opportunity for him to go on an adventure. So whenever this comes up in a reading, especially like crossing energy, it can say to me that you're looking at an opportunity, but because you think you're looking at the desert, you think that there isn't an opportunity in front of you when there actually is. So again, I would pay very close attention to any opportunities that do come into your life, even if you don't think you have the resources, or, again, the opposite could just be that you are looking at the opportunity and you really don't think that there's much there. As long as there really isn't much of an investment, I think it would be a great time for you to, throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, which is Nine of Wands to me. You don't have the Nine of Wands here, but, I kind of get that energy of the Nine of Wands saying, it might be worth it just to give things like a little bit of an investment, and we're not talking about money even here either. Like, this shouldn't be something that puts you out, right? So this should be something that's like free, or maybe, you get an opportunity, you just give it a little bit of time and see where it goes. And I think having, adding that flow, like that kind of is flow, where you're just kind of going with the flow. You're just saying, I'll just see what happens. Like maybe having that attitude would be really good for you at this time. And again, if something isn't working, just stop, right? But, if you get an opportunity, it works, keep going. In the area of what's on your mind, you have the Eight of Pentacles, money on your mind here, Scorpio. So you could definitely be thinking about your earnings or your income. I love the Eight of Pentacles. I mean, it's a really good card for money. It kind of represents material success on the horizon. So it can say that you're making more money as we move forward into the future. And it is a very successful card. So, there clearly whatever you've been working on could be paying off now in the future. I do feel like some of you, if you have been working, on a project or side hustle or whatever it is that you do, if you have been working on it for a while and you're not getting the results that you desire, I do feel that some of you are kind of like wondering where are the results. But I feel like the results are coming. Your outcome is the Ten of Pentacles, which is amazing. So I definitely do not give up is what I'm trying to say. In the area of your foundation, you have the Nine of Cups, definitely one of my favorite cards to have in the foundation. This kind of says that you have a good foundation, and it also would suggest that you are in alignment with what you want. The Nine of Cups, he's getting a wish. It is a wish card, but he's getting a wish because he is matching the energy of the thing that he wants. So the Nine of Cups really says that we just have to be the thing that we want to be so that we can have it. And you have to match the energy of whatever that is. So if you want like money, you have to be in the energy of positive money. So I always tell people if you aren't positive about money, maybe you need to work on money blocks, or maybe you need to change your attitude about money. Same thing with like love or whatever else you desire. And the Nine of Cups says when you get in alignment, you get what you want. Next, in the area of the past, this is the energy you're moving past. You have the Starfish card. It says open to infinite possibilities. That is the entire reading right there. Even though it's showing up in the past, the Ace of Pentacles with the Three of Wands would be opening up to infinite possibilities. So, I would stay open. You also have the Seven of Cups right here. And so the Seven of Cups is also infinite possibilities. You have this Wombat Spirit says be at home. I think that you are like finding your home, but I feel you're more finding your place in the world. Like you're finding your the places where you can be in alignment with the Nine of Cups. And again, I think this is a good thing. You have the Fool. I feel like this is your last fresh start is what I feel like saying, which is pretty interesting. If you have recently started anything new, it doesn't have to be one thing or the other. It could be a business, a career, a relationship, whatever. I kind of feel like this is your last fresh start is what I'm getting. So again, you could really be committing to something. Even the Ten of Pentacles would represent a great commitment. Ten of Pentacles, they have to be committed to their vision. The Ten of Pentacles is them building or leaving a legacy on that card, so that they have to be committed to their vision so they can manifest it. And I think that is what the Fool is saying. It's like saying you took a leap of faith, or you're about to take a leap of faith into a fresh start in some area of your life, and it's going to be your last fresh start. So there you go. Next, in the area of your very near future, you can't make this up. We literally said the word flow a second ago. This card says flow on it. You have this barrier card as well. And so I think, again, the barrier is you. I'm not calling you out, but I kind of am. And so I think you just need to stay in the flow of that river. You need to get a floaty or a tube or something like that. And you need to float down this river on this barrier card and get into the flow. Again, I think the more, I've been saying it, I know I've been saying it all year, but I really feel for you fixed signs that being flexible is going to be your best friend. You have the King of Wands in the very near future as well. The King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want, really making things happen. He really takes charge in his life. He's also the card of having foresight. He is kind of a visionary, and so he kind of can see these innovative ideas that exist around him. And I think it's very interesting that he is facing towards the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Wands here. So that to me is saying that you need to embrace the energy of like confidence, motivation, and boldness, and you need to move boldly towards a big opportunity that could be coming in for you, because I feel it will lead to a lot of success. And no, okay, I think we're good. You have this in the area of your outcome. You have this card that says, emotions are the reflection. It says, look for the deeper meaning. You have this, disappointment is not the end. It says, there is hope in the darkest of nights. So if you have experienced, it's a pretty good reading, but if you have experienced disappointments, I think things could, of course, be improving. The emotions card reminds me of that Nine of Cups. So, again, if you are matching your emotions, or if you're getting into the emotion, feeling what you want, then I think you will be getting it with this energy. But you really have to make sure you're matching the energy. Over the next few months, you have the World, which you show up right here as the eagle or the phoenix, whichever you prefer. So traditionally, Scorpio was the eagle or the phoenix. And again, showing up as yourself puts you in a position of power and strength. The World is a card of accomplishment. And so you could really be focusing on accomplishing things, or you could be focusing on your accomplishments, or you could be focusing on manifesting things into the world, like literally just bringing things into the world. And I am hearing pregnancy. So, if you are wanting to get pregnant, that could be a possibility here, even though this card doesn't really, it kind of represents pregnancy because it can kind of represent birth. But, again, it's not necessarily a pregnancy card, but it did pop into my head. Obviously, another person just told me how they're 73 and they can't have children. I'm like, well, obviously, then this message isn't for you. So again, if you're 73, 62, 72, 79, 87, then obviously the birth message isn't for you. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain this, but, apparently I do. So there you go. But for the rest of you that can't have children, you could be having a child. You could also just be birthing something new, which the whole entire reading is basically talking about. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the 87. You have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with, and this could be a close connection that you have ended, or a connection that you are ending. I don't know. I feel like this is like a long time coming. is what I'm hearing. So, like, is this really that big of a deal? Like, I'm not sure if it is or not. You're going to have to tell me here, Scorpio. But I think that for some of you, you could be, we're going to clarify, but, I think you could be ending a connection where it's kind of really a blessing in disguise. He's making this symbol right there with his hands, which represents a blessing in disguise. And so, it basically says that whatever you're releasing is a blessing in disguise. And so if you're letting go of something, it'll be a blessing. For some of you, it could be love, but I kind of get the feeling that this is like a person that you just know that you are releasing. So is it really that big of a deal? Probably not. Next, you have the Seven of Cups in the area of your future feelings. We have the Open to Infinite Possibilities card. We have the Three of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles, which I feel is basically saying the same thing. And I really feel it would be just a great time for you to like play with ideas. I think that people, I think people get to think that things have to be more complicated than they actually are. So it's like if you have ideas at this time, it's like what is the smallest amount that you can test the idea out? Again, I have multiple businesses. I've had many businesses that have failed, more that have failed than have been successful, of course, which is true for, all entrepreneurs, right? But, over time, what I have learned is that what I do is I try, I come up with a million ideas a year. They're all crazy. Most of them don't work, right? And, but what I do is I make a teeny little investment of time. And I say, what is the simplest version of this business? I'm working on a startup right now, DENT Makers, right? And so this year, or last year, I should say, the end of last year, I was like, what is the smallest version of this? The smallest version of this was to give information away for free, right? Which is what I did. I gave a bunch of information away for free. People watched it. Then I said, will people pay for this information? I charged a very small amount of money for people to try it, and people paid for it. Son of a bitch. It's a good idea, right? Then I started the business. So, again, we have to, I start super small and prove that it's going to work first. I wasted a ton of time when I was younger, and I had negative money in my bank account. Then when I changed and I started small, I had positive money in my bank account, right? And like I always tell people, I was a D student in school, fell on my head when I was 10 years old. After that, straight D's after that, right? And, I had dyslexia when I was a kid, total ADHD. If I can do it, you can do it, right? So, that's what I would do here with the Seven of Cups is like just play with the ideas, see what happens. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is a card of success. Ten of Pentacles forms the tree of life, and it's everything you want and desire in your life. And again, obviously, if you're trying to manifest everything you want and desire in your life, you kind of have to start small. So I think the Ten of Pentacles or the Seven of Cups is saying start small and build up to this energy right here, the Ten of Pentacles. But, Ten of Pentacles is a very good card. And again, I think with the Eight of Pentacles in this reading as well, if you have been working on something for a long time, that you could be, finally getting the result in the near future with that Ten of Pentacles at the end. Let's see. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Wands, you have the High Priestess. It is a very intuitive time, so I would definitely trust your intuition. I would also play with mystery here as well because, the High Priestess, I think something people forget about her is that she's a card of unlimited potential. She has no roof over her head, and so she kind of says that you could be inspired or, your intuition could be guiding you towards an idea that has unlimited potential, but you have to explore the potential to get the potential. And the Three of Wands definitely says that. And trust your intuition. I always tell a story. My dad has some super nerd friend my dad told me about Bitcoin back in like 2008 when it was like $11 a Bitcoin, right? And I remember thinking, wow, that's a really good idea. My dad's friend probably is like on a boat in Dubai right now, right? He living the high life. But I remember being like, that is a good idea. But then I didn't do anything with it, right? I could have bought like 1 million Bitcoin back then. Not 1 million, but enough. Let's put it that way. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Tower. I don't know. It wouldn't be a Scorpio reading in 2024 without the Tower. Wouldn't even worry about it. The Tower is you, Scorpio, so you are showing up in a strong position. This could also say like no stinking thinking, right? This could say that you are thinking the worst when actually something is going to turn out a completely different direction. The Three of Wands, again, he thinks he's looking at the desert. He's actually looking at an opportunity. So, again, don't, if someone comes and tells you about Bitcoin, don't ignore it. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands. Some of you, not really a love reading, but if you want love, there could be a very spicy connection coming in for you with these two. The Queen of Wands and King of Wands have a lot of desire for each other, so there could be a lot of desire with you and another person. I kind of feel like both cards, though, are just encouraging the boldness. The King of Wands is bold and assertive. Queen of Wands needs to be bold and assertive. She's also holding that sunflower, which points towards the sun, so she needs to move towards love, joy, happiness, peace, all that other good stuff. With the Fool, you have the Lovers. Told you, your last fresh start. I'm telling you right now, if you're with a person, this could be your person. If you're meeting a new person, this could be your person and like the last person you ever meet. Again, not like literally, but I'm talking about like for love purposes, so definitely could be a strong connection. Could be a fire sign. I think you've had a fire sign with me like all year, or I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's you that has had a fire sign with me. Or it could just be a person who has like fire in their chart or fire placements in their chart. So definitely could be a new connection for those of you that want it. With the King of Wands, you have the Justice card. I think balance, right? It's kind of giving me like work hard, play hard type of vibes. King of Wands very motivated, very courageous, very bold, but maybe he needs to balance out the other side as well. I also feel you could just be creating more balance in your life in general, so that would obviously be a good thing. What I would say here is going to the Seven of Cups, that you need to balance out your imagination with reality. It's like, yeah, maybe you have some crazy ideas, but maybe there are some ways to mold them into ideas that can survive this reality. With the World, you have the Six of Swords. Yeah, moving on to calmer shores. I definitely feel things are going to get better for you, or things are improving. I kind of just feel that the Six of Swords here is talking about general improvements. I would also listen to your intuition, because this guy here, he represents a guide, and he goes back and forth between the choppy waters. So this could literally say that your guides are guiding you across choppy waters, but you have to trust or listen to your intuition so that you can get across the choppy waters. And, I would just listen to your inner voice, or listen to that inner voice that is going on in your life, and that's what I pay attention to here. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is like cause and effect, and temperance is also turning one thing into another. You can turn a negative into a positive, or you can turn a positive into a negative with a Temperance card. Obviously, with the Ten of Swords, I would work on turning a negative into a positive with this energy. I think that's going to be your best bet here. I also think that the Temperance card is about working towards this crown back here, and he could easily leave the water and get off onto this path, but he's trying to fix something or turn something. He's trying to like perfect something, and sometimes I feel that the Temperance card, it's almost like he's trying to make things too perfect, or he's trying to create the perfect environment when he could just get started right now. And I do get that feeling here, where it's like if you're thinking about manifesting 10 of Pentacles, or if you're thinking about working on a big project, I feel like the time is now. With the Seven of Cups, you have the World again. Yes, I think the whole world is your oyster, or whatever they say, right? You have the whole world in your hands. So I think that you can create whatever you want right now, Scorpio, but you just have to do it with this World card. I definitely think you are rebirthing, or having a birth period where you could be birthing a lot of new ideas into the world, or new relationships in the world. So take it how it resonates. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is a change in your fortunes. And we have the World twice and the Wheel of Fortune, which is pretty interesting. All three are portal cards. They all have a portal in the middle. With the World card, we have the Sorceress in the middle, and she kind of represents creating with your manifestation powers, but also through taking action. So she represents both. And then the Wheel of Fortune has a snake right here, and the snake represents our vibrations. Snakes are also guardians of portals. So to cross through a portal with the snake, we usually have to face some sort of fear, because snakes can represent fears. And so, like, to get, when you think about it, pretty much everything you want, like, whether you say you're afraid or not, doesn't matter. Usually when we want something, we are, like, a little bit afraid of it in some way. Like, if you want love, you might be afraid to talk to a person, or you might be afraid to put yourself out there, or whatever. So I would, like, face some sort of fear with that. You have this Yoke card. It says feeling tied down or frustrated. I don't know. I feel like you've been feeling this for a while, Scorpio, like this kind of tied down energy. I pretty much feel this for all fixed signs. And I guess the good news is that, I think a lot of fixed signs will be setting themselves free. I think embracing a new reality is what we have to do with the Tower. So the tower, the story of the tower is that they're kind of ignoring reality by hiding in that tower, and then the tower is getting reduced down to its foundation so that they can see reality for what it actually is. So, accepting reality for what it is what's helpful here. You have the September card and this money path card. It says a path with money is waiting for you to find it. Yes, definitely good money reading. 8 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles, right? So I think that there could be a major improvement in your finances. You have this shield card. It says you need to defend yourself. I actually wouldn't defend yourself. I would just put up boundaries. I think that's how you should defend yourself right now. Whenever we have Mars going retrograde, which we do at the end of the year very soon, if you defend yourself, you always end up looking guilty. And so the best thing to do is just put up boundaries. And, that's it. You have the star card. It says guaranteed success. There you go. Definitely could be a lot of success coming in for you. You have this fox. It says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So I think that business looks very good for you. I think you have like a lot of good ideas, or you will be having a lot of good intuitive ideas. This card would represent, it kind of always reminds me of the Seven of Swords, which says, be tactical in how you accomplish things. Like I gave the example of starting small, right? Start as small as you can and prove that something is going to work first and then go from there. But this looks really good here, Scorpio. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.